What's up, gamers? It's Damien here, and today I'm doing a review on the PSVR2. Was gifted one by my family, W, and I want to tell you guys like what I have been playing on it so far. It's been Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 8. I attempted Gran Turismo. I also played Hitman. I can tell you guys, off rip, Hitman and Resident Evil 8 are top tier games to be playing on the VR. Again, these are just games I played so far. But I played Hitman VR and Resident Evil 8 and 4. Great games, by the way. Resident Evil 4 was fun. My only issue is Resident Evil 8 is a lot more interactive with the VR. You know, I touch something, it moves. I can fight them with my hands. Whereas Resident Evil 4, I kind of don't have that, which kind of sucks. But it does not make it a bad game. The graphics and everything is super cool. I think it's also a very intense game in VR. Resident Evil 4 is a lot darker and the lighting and stuff like that in some areas. So it is super intense and very, I would say, a lot more scary in first person, and obviously, you know, more interactive. It's scarier now that it's more interactive and like in your face. So it's really fun to play. Resident Evil 8 just has a more immersive feel, and it just looks like amazing in VR. So that game is like a 10 out of 10 for me, like on VR. It's a really fun game. I'm definitely gonna be playing it some more. Might even stream some of it for you guys as well. Um, Also, Hitman VR was super fun, bro. I'm telling you, like, when the game's interactive, like, obviously with the controllers, a lot of things you can do. But in VR world, like, that game goes to, like, a whole other step. It makes it, like, 10 times more fun. So, also, Hitman VR is sick. I've tried Gran Turismo. I hate that game in VR. And a lot of you are like, Damien, why? Have you never played it in VR? Listen here. You can't. There you go. You can't play it in VR. You can only get immersed into VR. You still have to use your controller, the PS5 controller, to play, to drive the car. You can also, something I read on Reddit, which sounds fucking ridiculous, you can buy a steering wheel setup and wear the VR, and you can have an immersive feeling of playing as a driver with the VR headset. So you can pay about $1,000 to pretend to be a fucking race car driver. That is fucking stupid. So no, Gran Turismo was a huge letdown. I thought I was expecting to have some fun, but I didn't. That game was fucking garbage. There's a lot of VR games I do want to try. There's a lot of VR games that I'm willing to play, or not willing, like can't wait to play. Like I really want to play Gorn. I played that on the MetaQuest. Can't wait to play 1 and 2 on the PSVR here. Creed. I love that game. Already played a game before. Can't wait to play that in VR. And I think it's called like Breachers or something. That game I played it before as well. It's not bad. Actually, kind of fun. Um, that's like my take on it. I think if you guys are like, Damien, which one's better, the MetaQuest or the PSVR 2? Um, it's a little hard for me, honestly, because I think it's fun having just one console to play like the same games on to an extent. You know, I like that I can play, you know, the game I love, but I can have a VR experience in that game. So I think that's pretty cool. I like that I can have like 4K graphics on the VR. It's pretty cool, and I like that I can do it all off of one console. I think I already like made that point, but that's super cool for me. It'd be just to have it all in one thing. You know, I don't have two consoles going. I don't have to purchase two things. Sometimes I have to purchase just one game, or I purchase the game for $80, maybe like a $10 add-on like Hitman, and then boom, I can play VR, which is pretty cool. Um, I think the setup of the VR2 was pretty annoying because um, I hit the button to make it like, you know, it says like hit the button to sync right controller. So I did hit right button. Didn't work. Hit left one. Didn't work. And then I turned it off, turned it back on. Did it again. It didn't work again. Did it again. It finally worked. And then when I finally got like to the end step, it said controllers have to be charged. So I was like, hey, maybe if I plug up to a charger, I can just get this done. Nope, didn't work. Turned it off for like an hour. Did some bullshit. Got it all set up after that. So we were cool. We were balling after that. So MetaQuest set one of those up in like 10 minutes. So I think MetaQuest is better for the setup. Also, I think MetaQuest has a bigger variety of games than PSVR, which is a bit of a letdown to me. Again, I do like that I can play like Resident Evil and Creed and stuff like that in VR. And again, I can play Hitman with a VR add-on and play the same game I love to play. But I hate that I'm scrolling through looking at games and there's like games I've never even heard of, and those they're like $30, $20, and I'm like, dude, these graphics are kind of mid, or the game just looks mid, doesn't look fun or exciting. Um, One game I can't wait to try is Arizona Sunshine. That looks pretty fun. I know it's on both platforms. But I'll say, as far as the PSVR 2 goes, you're really just paying for like the equipment, and I think just being able to play some of the same PS5 games in the VR. But when it comes to MetaQuest, I think you're really just paying for the variety of games they have to offer. There's a lot of games on the PSVR. I mean, not PSVR, my bad. On the MetaQuest, and I think you can even get Game Pass on a MetaQuest, so that's pretty cool. Not saying I can't get on my PSVR, but I'm saying like there's a bigger like variety of games if you do that route. Also, Skyrim in VR is not on the PSVR. That's on the MetaQuest. Um, there's another game that's also not on there. I can't remember the name of the game. But another game I am excited to play is the Aliens game on the VR. That looks really fucking cool. But it is not on... No, my bad. That game looks really cool. It's on both. Um, I just think whenever it comes to getting like a PSVR or MetaQuest, you guys should definitely go, if you're running a variety of games, you don't own a PS5, or you just don't want to buy a $400 add-on piece, get you a MetaQuest. So far, I have to say, my bad for like the pause, I would say the PSVR is like it's a 7 out of 10 experience. That's not the greatest, but it's not the worst either. I think it's a great piece of equipment. I've been enjoying it, so I would say if you're wanting to just immerse yourself in the VR world, you never owned either one of these, you want a bunch of games to play, or this is gonna be like your priority console. You're not big into console gaming. You just want like something new. I would get a MetaQuest, but if you have a PS5, you don't want to make purchases on like a separate piece. You don't want to buy a whole other console. I get it's a little expensive. It's almost the same price as a MetaQuest, but I would recommend getting a PSVR if you're not wanting to like branch out and buy a bunch of the same games or buy a bunch of new games. Again, it's my opinion. Let me know your comments below if you guys agree, disagree. Send me also your mom's number if she's looking to hook up. Like, what's up? Single? Where's the mom's at? Anyway, I'm gonna leave this here, and bye.